In 2020, buy now, pay later was the next big thing.
I literally once financed a bottle of body wash.
I'm using Klarna to pay for these Chris Brown tickets.
You could split your payments for literally anything. Sneakers, laptops, even groceries. But by 2024, over 20 million people were missing payments and getting slapped with $100 in late fees on a $400 TV.
You can split a pizza into 4 payments.
Buy a pizza on credit?
What the hell is happening? How did this become a $120 billion industry practically overnight? Was it designed to take advantage of people like you and I? Or was the plan to make us broke all along? To find the answers, we need to go back to the moment when buy now, pay later became the most addictive habit on earth. Most people think buy now, pay later is some brilliant fintech hack, but it's really just old school debt in the TikTok costume. Everywhere you shop online, you see Affirm, Klarna and Afterpay, and that tiny voice whispering,
"Why would I spend $100 when I can just spend $25 every 2 weeks over the span of the next 6 weeks?"
At first, it sounds smart. Interest-free, instant approval, no hard credit check. You hit split in 4 and boom, your suitcase, your sneakers, or your Friday night takeout is already on the way. It feels like you're hacking the system, except you're the one being hacked. You see, this isn't new. It's a modern remake of the 1930s program Layaway, the same one your parents used at Kmart or Sears, except back then you paid in parts but only got the item after you paid it off. Today, you get the item first and then the payments chase you like a debt collector with GPS. But when credit cards exploded in the 1950s, they replaced layaway with something simpler, revolving credit. Swipe now, pay later at a small price called interest. Buy now, pay later just repackaged the same promise, get your product today, stretch the payment out, but this time they called it interest free. The freedom of a credit card, but without the pain of interest. Sounds like the best of both worlds, right? Here's what no one tells you. That interest-free promise wasn't just a marketing trick. It was the trigger for an explosion no one saw coming. Buy now, pay later wasn't supposed to take over the world, but somehow it did.
Buy now.
Buy now.
Buy now.
Buy now. Buy now, pay later.
Take a look at this chart. In 2019, Americans spent $2 billion using buy now, pay later. By 2021, that number hit $24 billion. And by 2025, it's projected to hit $97 billion. This is not growth. It's a cultural shift on steroids. Because here's the real question. Why are millions of people suddenly financing $40 sneakers like it's a mortgage? Well, it turns out there were 3 powerful forces that blew up buy now, pay later. And once you see them, you can't unsee them.
Try me.
Number 1, taking a loan out for coffee. Before the 2000s, most people bought things with cash. But now, people are financing $5 coffees not because they have to, but because they can. Everything has become a microloan. If you want to buy a $60 hoodie, break it into 4 payments. If you want a burrito, Afterpay has got you. This constant splitting of payments does something to your brain. It detaches the joy of buying from the pain of paying. You get all the fun from the purchase, but you're completely numb to the cost. And that made us the perfect target for force number 2, the illusion of social media. You see, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts don't show you real life. They show you status, which most times fake. Highlight reels of rich people aesthetics, luxury bags, first-class flights, iPhones on day 1, and buy now, pay later became the easiest way for an average consumer to measure up. This created a generation obsessed with getting it now. It made it so easy to look rich while being broke. And right when that illusion peaked, we got hit with
mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
When COVID shut down the world in 2020, we weren't just locked in our homes. We were locked out of travel, concerts, and shopping. So when restrictions eased, boom, people had to make up for lost time. In fact, 51% of Americans plan to revenge spend, with millennials and Gen Z leading the charge. And buy now, pay later gave them the green lights to do it without upfront guilt. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Buy now, pay later wasn't built to help you. It was built to do one thing and one thing only: make you go broke slowly. Here's how. Think about this for a second. If buy now, pay later doesn't charge you interest, how are people still getting wrecked by it? At first glance, it feels identical to credit card. Both let you buy something today, even if your bank account says, yeah, good luck with that. But here's where it starts to shift. Credit cards require an application, a credit check, and a hard inquiry that sticks to your report like a tattoo. Now compare that to buy now, pay later, where you're checking out, you click one button and it's approved. No hard credit check. It's instant access to short-term debt, which sounds convenient until you realize convenient debt is the easiest kind to drown in. But the good news is there's a simple way to make yourself immune, which I'll show you at the end of the video. But here's where the trap is set. Now buy now, pay later advertise 0% interest, only if you pay on time. But if you miss a payment, you get hit with late fees, anywhere from $2 to $15 per missed installment, sometimes up to 25% of the entire purchase. So if you bought a $400 TV and somehow miss a payment, it might cost you $500.
That's crazy.
And that's because this system is sneaky. It gives you credit card power without any of the credit card warnings. No preset limit, no monthly statement shock or visible balance, just a slow stack of debt hiding in plain sight. But the real question is, if you aren't paying the interest, who is? Let me show you how this really works. Say you buy a $100 hoodie. If you pay with credit card, the store pays about $2.50 in processing fees. But if you use Afterpay or Klarna, the store pays double that, sometimes up to $5 in fees. So why would any business willingly pay more? That's because they know something you don't. Buy now, pay later users spend up to 30% more at checkout. It's not just a payment method, it's a conversion booster, an upsell machine, a psychological unlock, and it works.
I went viral for having 44 loans, and before that it was like closer to 50.
This is why stores line up to add it, even if it eats into their margin. So yeah, the whole interest-free label is not a gift, it's a sales strategy. But the fees are just the beginning. These buy now, pay later companies make money even if you pay on time, and they do it in 4 sneaky ways. Number 1, merchant fees. 4 to 6% of every transaction is straight profit. Number 2, late fees. These look small, just $7 or $15 here and there, but when 1 in 3 users miss their payment, that adds up fast. Number 3, your data. Every time you buy something, they track it. Not just what you bought, but how, when, and where. That data gets sold to advertisers who want to target you better next time. And number 4, the biggest of them all, they package your debt with thousands of others into financial products, which they sell to big banks as a low-risk investment. They even gave it a fancy name, loan securitization. And if that sounds familiar, it's the same trick Wall Street used in the 2008 mortgage crisis, just smaller loans and younger victims. And here's the part no one's talking about. For years, these loans didn't show up on your credit report. Now, that's starting to change, but in the most one-sided way possible. Because while providers like Affirm are starting to report payment history, others often only report you to credit bureaus when you miss a payment, but not when you pay on time. So it can hurt your score if you fail, but doesn't help your score if you succeed. It's the kind of risk that only shows up in the fine print. The kind of system where they win no matter what happens to you. These companies don't need to convince Wall Street anymore. They just need to convince you at checkout. And trust me, they've perfected that in 4 psychological ways.
Why is pay in 4 so addictive?
The first trick, they split the cost into tiny bites, so your brain stops recognizing it as real money. $25 today is better than $100 at once. The sting disappears. The second trick is instant gratification. Your brain is wired to love now more than later. So we paid $25 today and it's yours now. The third trick, they create artificial urgency. By using words like only 2 left, offer expires in 5 minutes, it's manufactured FOMO that pushes you over the edge. The fourth trick, they use design nudges like that bright buy now pay later button. It's often pre-selected, positioned dead center and painted in the most clickable color on the screen. These micro choices reshape outcomes. Every swipe, every click, every 4 easy payments is less about affordability and more about predictability. They're training consumers to act first, feel less, and think later.
So when you buy a $100 pair of shoes and you only have to pay $25 that day, and then the pair of shoes show up at my apartment 3 days later, the shoes are $25. Why do I care if in 2 months I have to pay another $25? I don't know me 2 months from now. She can deal with that.
Because the faster you click pay $25 now, the sooner their quarterly revenue graph spikes. Now look, buy now pay later isn't a bad idea. In fact, if you know what you're doing, it can actually be a clever way to stretch your money. Let's say you've got $1,000 sitting in a high yield account earning interest. You use a pay in 4 plan to split a $400 purchase. Your money stays invested, you avoid credit card interest, and as long as you make every payment on time, you're good. But the problem is, most people aren't playing it like that. People are financing clothes, concert tickets, coffees, even $15 burritos, split in 4. They don't look at the total price, they just look at today's price, $25 now. And that's exactly how you end up in this.
It adds up and then you are in a chokehold. $1,250 a month is what I was paying on Affirm and Klarna.
And the data backs it up. 69% of buy now pay later users are already in credit card debt, and 28% of them are aged 18 to 24. So we're handing out invisible loans to people who don't fully understand how a visible loan even works. Because when financial literacy is low, buy now pay later feels like free money. So what can you do about this? Should you avoid buy now pay later completely, or are there moments when it actually makes sense? Here's the most important rule. If you don't have the cash, don't spend it. Because the moment you start thinking of it as free money, it's game over. And now the regulators are watching. The UK and Australia are already moving to treat buy now pay later like credit cards. Licensing, caps, disclosure laws, and in the US, it's only a matter of time. Buy now pay later companies have spent millions on psychological research to figure out how to get you to spend more than you actually can. Now you know better, you know how to protect yourself. And if you found this helpful, the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll love this video on screen.